Hi, Hope Church, family and friends. This is Pastor Harold. I wanted to chat with you a few moments today about the anger antidote. We're all in a time of uncertainty, and it's an extended time. It's not just a little bit. It keeps on going on. Uncertainty, difficulty, things that we normally did in our regular routines just take longer, they're more difficult to come by. And we're living at close range with people we love, but the range has been closer and more extended. So we not only love them, but they can provoke us. Anger flashes easily, and since we're so close, it really hurts. It creates problems. So I want to talk to you first about the anger cause and then the antidote. James, the brother of Jesus, wrote a book in the New Testament. And in that book, he said that there's a cause to the anger and quarrels and all. He says, what causes fights? This is James 4, 1 and 2. What causes fights and quarrels among you? Don't they come from your desires that battle within you? You want something, but you don't get it. You quarrel and you fight. Where does the anger come from? Well, we want something and we don't get it. I want it, I'm not getting it. Anger comes from blocked goals, usually. I want something, I'm not getting it, and what I'm getting is not what I want, so I get angry at the blocker, and then maybe I attack verbally, but I'm upset. So if you get into anger, ask yourself a question, why? What is the goal that's being blocked? Maybe the goal is being given what I'm due, or being appreciated. They should appreciate me, and they're not. Being treated with respect by apartment mates or husband, wife, kids. Maybe I just want some space, and I can't get any space. Or maybe I want to have some cooperation. People would just make it easier on me. Or maybe I want others to just understand how hard it is for me. Or maybe I want to get the work done before the kids go to bed. Or maybe I want to get the work done while the kids are in a nap, and it's not happening. Ask yourself, what goal is it? That may give you some grip on getting over the anger. Is your goal reasonable, really? If you got 3-year-olds, what's reasonable? If you got 2-year-olds, what's reasonable? If you have teens, what's reasonable? You might need to change your goal. But if anger is already risen, it's already stirred up, and it's about to spill over, then there's an antidote. It's got 3 parts to it. The book of Colossians in the New Testament has a contrast in chapter 3 that really helps with this. It starts off in verses 8 and 9. Also, get rid of your anger, hot tempers, hatred, cursing, obscene language, and all similar sins. Get rid of these things. And this is going to talk about what you replace them with. But get rid of anger. Anger is inside. It just starts to roll up in you. The next word is hot tempers. Actually, the Greek says angry outbursts. So the anger starts up and then it just bursts out of you. And then malice. Malice is a bad attitude towards someone. You want to hurt them if they hurt you, or you're just mad at them. You got this bad attitude. So the anger starts, there's this outburst, there's this bad attitude, and out of all that, you start telling them off. That's really what the cursings is about. You may curse in it, but you really start telling them off. The word indicates just really getting after people verbally. And then spewing filthy language. Yeah, when we get angry, we start telling people off, and then we start adding special words to it to just let them know how bad this is. So you stop that. How do you stop that? What do you do? This is the anger antidote. Colossians 3, 12 through 14, a few verses later. As holy people whom God has chosen and loved, rather than the anger, it's going to start a series of contrasts. Be sympathetic, humble, gentle, and patient. Put up with each other and forgive each other. If someone has a complaint, forgive as the Lord forgave you. The anger antidote is a mixture of 3 things. It's the first 3 things mentioned here. First, compassion. Second, kindness. And then humility. Let me break that down for you and how they work. Compassion The translation I read, the God's Word translation, says be sympathetic. But basically, what you do is you show compassion. You, rather than just letting the anger roll, you look at this situation through the other person's eyes. If it's your kid, look through your kid's eyes. If they're little kids, you might want to get down on the floor about their level. But look at what's going on through their eyes. If it's your apartment mate, your spouse, your teen, look through their eyes before you let it go. See it from their angle. What are they concerned about? What is it they're trying to do, or they're responding this way? What are they concerned about? What's their goal that you're blocking? A second thing is kindness, helpfulness. First, look through their eyes. Just stop, look at the situation through the other person's eyes, and then be helpful. Kindness is basically helping another person with their goals. Having seen things from their anger, rather than erupting, find a way, if you can, to help them with their goal. It may not be possible, but if you can, you do. Years ago, I was trying to leave the house for a meeting, and we're taking our children with us, and one of my little daughters was taking too much time trying to get her socks on. And I went upstairs to her room, and she was struggling, and I started just to grab her, put her socks on, and angrily take her downstairs and get in the car because we were getting close on time. In my anger, I remembered, look through her eyes. So I saw what she was trying to do. She liked to accomplish things, and she was trying to master socking. She was trying to get her socks on, and she was working hard. I could have erupted in anger, but instead, the kindness was to wait just a few more moments for her to do that and then head on out. So I did, and she achieved her goal. And we were on time anyway. I almost blew it with the anger, but remembering to look through her eyes really helped. So look through the other person's eyes. The third thing is humble-mindedness. That's a little bit of a big term, but that's basically what the Greek word means. Don't be so high and mighty whenever your goals are blocked. Don't give them what they deserve. Get off your high horse. High horse both has a superior attitude. That's what it tends to mean today. But also in the early days, the high horse was the big horse you rode into battle. So drop your superior attitude, get off your battle horse, and look at things through their eyes. And then remember, you're a creature, you're not God. You're a sinner. You're not a righteous judge. You don't particularly deserve so much better. So start there and treat with gentleness, not harshness. You want to, when you get on your high horse, you tend to be harsh. There are three more things in the list that are going to be necessary to keep anger from building and resentment just gradually building into more anger. They are long-suffering, that is, patiently putting up with hurts or inconvenience. Forbearance, putting up with not demanding your rights, but being willing to put up with the inconvenience. And then forgiveness, completely letting go of blaming them for things. Just let it go. Now, those three things you can find in that passage, Colossians 3:12-14. But the three anger antidotes are the first: the compassion, the kindness, the humility. Those other things will help you extend being without anger. There's actually a word in this list that I didn't talk about. I'd like to talk about that next time I meet with you. It's actually to be a Christ follower's first response in all situations. So when we get together again, I'll talk about the Christian's first response. In the meantime, remember the antidote: compassion, look through their eyes, humility, and kindness and humility.